Right up through there was a open road. Coming in and see the entrance to that down there, there's 4 more cars coming.
Dr. Hacienda.
Pull up a rock.
When'd you move in?
Last year. We were here picking 4 foot of snow off the front of this. Getting in. We've got 60 acres here, this town. That's pretty wild. Can you imagine that? You know, as soon as the Historical Society wants it, they can have it. I'm trying to do for it.
You're not recording, are you?
Uh-huh.
Well, I want it up here, you know.
How far do we have to go?
About a half mile more. They're up just going in through the creek now, last I heard.
You need to walk anyhow.
Look. Come up here and starts preaching.
Yeah, we're going over now.
That's pretty nice. Posterity, right.
I've been meaning to go sing. I talked to him when he was getting out of the hospital that Saturday.
But he's all right.
Oh, yeah. He's been eating them damn pain pills for a long time. He's still got sugar. He's got his title on. You got it.
Hey, Dick. Dick.
Dick. Look at this over here.
Each side.
Those that were brave enough
We
to
got to
walk
run it, we got to run down.
Somebody else pulled off. Yeah, but
Doesn't matter.
First of all, I'd like people to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say thank you enough, and I don't know if I can talk about it. This is something that's near and dear to my heart today, and there's nobody in this world that's going to stop me. I got about 200 feet of road to put in, and I'm putting it in for you. I'm the county commissioner, and I'm representing every one of you. I just can't say thank you enough. So if I can get my act straightened out here, I got a little declaration that I'd like to read. I'm going to have it typed up and I'll pass it around. But I think this is just as important as what happened 218 years ago, because we're taking America back.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to call this the Jefferson Canyon Declaration, and I'm going to read it to you. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Part of it I've taken out of the Declaration of Independence because it means so much to us, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, and whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizations, its powers in such form as them shall be most likely to affect their safety and their happiness. Today, the 4th of July, 1994, Jefferson Canyon, Nye County, Nevada, United States of America. I hereby declare and promise that I will do everything in my power as the Nye County Commissioner to bring the government back to the people and protect your rights. Our forefathers established a government in America over 200 years ago that was based on of the people, by the people, and for the people. Through the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Confederation, the United States of America Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, the power of the federal government is very limited. All other powers of government are retained by the states and by the people. We do not need to abolish or alter our government in our country today. All we need to do is uphold our oath of office that we swore to do and recognize the intent of our forefathers. We have a United States constitutional guarantee to a Republican form of government. That's the highest level of government in America, is the one that's closest to the people. That means that your county elected officials are the highest level of government in America today. Nevada was admitted into a union of American states on equal footing in all respects whatsoever with the original 13. At the time the original states joined the union, there was no federal government, and the states owned the public lands, acquiring them from England through the Treaty of Paris. Therefore, all the public lands within Nye County are owned by the state of Nevada, subject to existing rights. As a state of Nevada official, under the Constitution of the state of Nevada, Article 4, Section 26, I have a duty to protect and defend your rights on these public lands. I also have a responsibility to manage the natural resources on these public lands for multiple use. Today we're starting by protecting your rights to access Jefferson Canyon. All roads on public lands in Nye County have been declared property of Nye County as trustees for the public users thereof. The opening of the Jefferson Canyon Road will be in the best interest for the health, safety, and general welfare of those in Nye County. I am upholding my oath of office, and now let us all go on and continue opening up this road. Before we go any further, I'd like to have Ed Presley say a few words. There's some people here.
Why we don't find leaders in flocks, because they're very limited in number. That's why we'd like to refer to leaders as eagles. And they fly and they soar with authority. And I would like every one of us to give a rounding applause to Commissioner Carver as the emblem eagle for the battle in this fight. This battle started many, many years ago back in Europe when Oliver Cromwell made the king answer for something that he did. And he got the king's head, and the king answered for that. 200 years later, Parliament dug Oliver Cromwell's body up and hung his head up before Parliament. But there was a big difference. Oliver Cromwell got the king's head while he's alive. What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a system of government where there's competition between two sovereigns. The federal body was created to function in international matters. It was given limited powers that are stipulated. Everything else that was not given to that central government by the states. You've got to keep in mind, the federal government is a creature of the states. Everything that was not given them was surely retained by the states and the people. And this is exemplary of the people in action. Now, I'd like to dedicate this to a few people. One of them is the passing. Some of you people know of him and some of you don't. We had a brother in this battle that just passed on about 3-4 weeks ago, Mr. John Ahern from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's a native, born in Fallon, and worked for the Soil Conservation District here in Nevada. And he and his wife, Ellie, were very instrumental in these battles. It's been an ongoing thing. Many people involved. People like Commissioner Carver and other commissioners here who are present here today. I'd like to also dedicate it to those commissioners who are taking a stand as statesmen and not mere politicians. Also like to dedicate this to the citizens who are here today, taking part in a most memorial occasion that we have, the starting of the re-freeing of America out here. Furthermore, I'd also like to dedicate it to those federal officials who are out there who have helped us so much, who realize that there is an encroachment of power occurring every day, who they themselves are being ostracized and pressure being put on them by hierarchies inside the bureaucracy, but yet they still take a stand to make their own follow the Constitution. They get fired and they have to sue for their jobs and get back. get that job back. The other thing is that when I started this research and started speaking some 3 years ago in Nevada, it was Commissioner Richard Carver that heard me in Yerington, Nevada. And he was so moved, and of course he did do his own research, and he studied the documents that I provided to him and picked up the ball. He was the first of any statesman to pick this ball up and take a stand in writing and sign his name to it. That is why we are here today. It is because of that stand, and it is the second sovereign out here, which is the state that competes for that power. There's nothing wrong, as Commissioner Carver said, with the system of government. There are two sovereigns and they compete for power. We are the enemy of ourselves, but we are taking it back and changing the tide today. The state of Nevada has spoken through its legislature in 1979, declaring only what occurred back in 1864 when this wonderful state came into the Union, that she is possessed of all the sovereignty, the rights and ownership of soil, as the Supreme Court has ruled in Coyle versus Smith, and that holding is still today. They then found the evidence through what's known as legislative findings, and they adopted legislation known as Chapter 321, Section 596 through 598, inclusive, and that just declares that all of these lands are the state of Nevada. The legislature further moved on in the next session and gave the power to the counties to manage these lands. And that's what we're here doing today. And Commissioner Carver is operating upon that authority. He has the full support, unanimous support of the Nye County Commission. I think it is evidence because Nye County supplied the dozer, hauled it up here. Nye County staff was up here. There is, the documents are signed. There's a record of it in the last commission meeting as I was there present, where the chairman of the Nye County Commission gave full support and said that Commissioner Richard Carver is the ambassador from Nye County to the world out there, if you will, to make representation on these public lands. There was myself and probably about 20 other people in that commission meeting when that was stated, and all of the commissioners showed their support. We also have brothers and sisters in this battle of gaining back the sovereignty or exercising the sovereignty of the states down in New Mexico. They're taking similar measures. They're taking the similar measures in Wyoming, and in Idaho, and in Oregon, and in Arizona, and of course here in Nevada. And this is where it started, the Nevada Plan for Public Land. There is nothing illegal about what we are doing here in exercising our rights, exercising a duty that we have to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution for the United States, the Constitution for Nevada, and its laws. We must let this go out as a reverberating clang to the world that we have taken a stand here today, that we will do our part. We must also recognize that the federal government is a very key portion within the system that was created some 218 years ago with the signing of the Declaration of Independence, when our founding fathers realized there had to be a form of government whereby that individual citizen was protected. And of course, by the grace of God, they gave us that. It is that process that you are involved in today. Please go out and make it a point to spread the word to 10 other people who have not heard this, and instruct each of those 10 to go out and spread it to another 10. Now, I'd like to take a moment here, and I'd like all of the commissioners, whether you're a commissioner from this state of Nevada or any other state, to please come forward and stand right here. Please come forward.
I carry the same book that Dick carries. And on the 4th of July, I think it's real appropriate to celebrate being Americans. And one of the things that, from what I have seen, has characterized our history is that for the most part, when we have had differences, we have worked lawfully, as the gentleman just said, and peaceably to resolve those differences in the proper format and in our judicial system, or whatever branch of government is the appropriate way to resolve it. And that's what we intend to do here, is continue peaceful fact gathering, try to gain more understanding so that the problem can be resolved. As time goes on, the public lands get more crowded and there are more pressures. And it's more difficult for all of us to harmonize and coexist. But everything I've seen, and Deputy East and I were discussing it this morning, everything we've seen indicates that there is, in this group and other places, a commitment to work peacefully and lawfully to resolve the differences that exist. And so I ask you to continue that, and I congratulate you and thank you for having done that so far. That's the way we would like to continue the day. Someone mentioned fact gathering, and Ed Presley has, and Dick also, Ed and Dick have a lot of very interesting legal information. None of us are lawyers, but we take an interest in studying it and always trying to learn more. And they're going to show me some more documents this morning that I'm very interested in looking at. I have brought some documents that some of you in your fact-finding process and in trying to learn a little bit more about some of these issues that are kind of complicated, you may be interested in taking one of these and reading them. So I will have them or set them here somewhere, and if you would like one, please come and pick one up or come and see me. Hey, Don, sure.
Something to start the fire with, Don?
Yeah, me too.
I gotta have them.
You have it. You just don't have the yellow one.
Oh, I have this, yes.
Maybe it would be easier if I just leave the rest. Well, okay.
Blow away if you leave them just laying.
Deputy East and I have received the same respect for us being here, doing our jobs as we've been instructed, and hopefully that will continue today. And I thank you for your courtesy.
Well, we'll keep waiting.
Okay. Okay. Hey. Are you done? No. Are you done? Are you done? Yeah, I think that.
County Sheriff's Office. I'm stationed in Smoky Valley, and this is my patrol area. I commend you folks for coming here today and exhibiting your First Amendment rights to peaceably assemble and to enjoy one of our nation's greatest holidays. However, my job today is to keep the peace. Okay, and I hope that it will be a peaceful gathering and that we can...
Out to support, huh? Out for the support. I said you were out to support.
Yeah.